Welcome to the Healthy Dining on the Go webinar brought to you by the Health New England Health Management Program Department. My name is Julia Wilkins, and today we're going to be talking about some ways on how to optimize your health by making the right food choices no matter where you find yourself. So sometimes you're on the go, whether it's doing a road trip or you're traveling for work, or you just find yourself running here and there and need a healthy option to eat. We're going to find out how you can do that and how you can also prepare ahead of time. Let's start with the true or false question. So the statement is, in order to eat healthy when traveling, you must pack your own food and beverages. What do you guys think? Well, the answer is false. So while packing your own food does ensure control over your calorie intake and the nutritional value of your food, there are healthy options at restaurants, airports, convenience stores, a lot of places where you're out and about on the go. Many of us work, and it's a common place where you might find yourself needing lunch or some other snack that you haven't prepared ahead of time. But it's also a place to consider your environment. The social influences of your coworkers impact what you eat. We tend to mirror others' eating behaviors whether we realize it or not. That's something to always be aware of and to eat healthy despite the influence of your environment. Some tips are to brown bag your lunch and keep water handy. When you bring your own food, you have control over your nutrition, you save money, and studies show that eating lunch out provides the highest risk for eating too many calories. So plan ahead and pack your lunch the night before or that morning. An easy way to pack your lunch the night before is to bring dinner leftovers. Already cooked, just put them in a bag or a Tupperware, keep them in the fridge, and then you have them handy to bring with you to work the next day. If your workplace has kitchen facilities, use those where they have a refrigerator or a microwave or cabinets to store snacks, anything like that that will allow you to keep healthy options on hand, just like at your house. Because you are around other people who might have different sanitary habits as you want to keep your food safety in mind. Always wash your hands before eating, make sure the fridge and microwave are operating properly and that they're cleaned out, and that things are kept at the right temperature. Choose those who you dine with carefully. So, like I said about the social influences, you will mirror those who eat around you. Choose people who make healthy choices most of the time and might not peer pressure you into making unhealthy choices regularly. If this is a real passion of yours, you could even work with others on implementing a healthy food policy. This could be something along the lines of when the company orders food, they need to stick to certain regulations, like always offering salad as an option, reevaluating the vending machines, getting more water, anything along those lines that can help your company move in a healthier direction and implement that to all employees. If you're eating at your desk, there's a few things you want to do. So sometimes you want to save time and you're in the middle of a project and you're eating at your desk. We tend to eat mindlessly when we're at our desk because we're focusing on something else. We're focusing on work. Not all job positions are eating at your desk, but if you do, try not to talk on the phone or be reading or anything like that that will distract you from what you're doing. You want to stay mindful, which means focusing on the task at hand. If you're not getting up at lunchtime, make sure you plan other physical activity into your day so you're not sitting at your desk for 8 hours. Keep that mouse and keyboard and phone all clean. Crumbs can get in there and fall in between the keys, and that can breed bacteria, smell, insects, things that you don't want at your desk. Lastly, make sure you sanitize your desk regularly, maybe in the morning or after a meal to get all the crumbs out of the way so that your desk stays clean. Working a normal 9 to 5 or day shift can make it easier to make healthy choices, but if you work shift work, second or third shift, this can cause unhealthy habits that lead to higher risk for weight gain and heart disease. Fighting your body's natural sleep-wake cycle by staying up through the night can be dangerous, and it's important to get a continuous 8 hours of sleep so you don't suffer from the side effects. Often third shift workers break up their sleep in order to spend more time with loved ones and do activities that they enjoy. But if you're sleeping for a few hours in the morning, then a few hours before work, your body will not be rested enough and ready for the next shift. So always aim for at least those 8 hours of sleep. Then you want to plan when you're going to eat your main meal. Sometimes you want to eat your biggest meal before your shift or before you leave for work, but make sure you're not doing it right at the end of your shift and then you're going to drive home and go to bed. You want to eat it while you still have time to digest and maybe walk it off a little bit. A lot of times shift workers don't have a lot of time to prep meals, so pack some healthy snacks that will release energy during your shift slowly over time. Quick and easy snacks to put in your bag are apple, cheese, nuts, yogurt, leftovers from any other meal that you don't have to prepare ahead of time. You can just grab and go. Make sure you're always staying hydrated. Keep a water bottle handy and watch that caffeine. Caffeine will help you stay awake throughout your shift, which is okay, but you always want to limit the amount of caffeine that you have to 400 milligrams a day. So this is about 2 or 3 small cups of coffee. Make sure you stop drinking that coffee about 4 hours before you know that you'll be going to bed. Lastly, stay active during those work hours no matter what time of the day they may be. You can take walks, go up and down stairs, do some stretches before or after your shift or during your breaks. People who exercise not only burn more calories throughout the day, but they sleep better as well. So that goes back to giving you better quality of sleep and aiming for those 8 hours. If you travel for work, you might be what we call a road warrior. You may also be traveling on a road trip for vacation or any other time that you spend extended amounts of time in the car. This is when you want to plan ahead. So you can pack a cooler and really keep anything that you want that's usually refrigerated in there in the back of your car, and that way you have more options for healthier ideas. You can always keep those non-perishable snacks stocked in your car for whenever you may need them, like crackers, nuts, dry cereal, the bottled water, bread, maybe veggies, depending on what they are. You can always keep those in your car, and then research restaurants along your route. So whether you're going far away or staying local, a lot of restaurants have their menus online, especially chains where you can actually maybe even see nutritional information like calories, fat, sugars, etc. If you haven't packed ahead and you don't want to stop for a sit-down meal or a restaurant, you could always find healthy options at a convenience store. Convenience stores can have a lot of unhealthy options, but if you look around, you'll be able to find maybe trail mix, some seeds or nuts, string cheese, yogurt, granola bars, bottled water, ingredients for a sandwich or a sandwich shop, dark chocolate, turkey jerkies, or raisins. It's about making the right choice when you're in the store, when you're presented with a lot of options. If you're grabbing food to go, you can give yourself a little bit of leeway here, but focus on balancing out your meal. So read that nutritional information. If it's at a convenience store, it'll be on the label. If you can look at a restaurant ahead of time, you can look at the app or some kind of information that they have on your phone. But keep in mind that some veggie and salad dishes may have more calories than, let's say, a burger. So that's where looking at the nutrition information helps. Download those apps on your phone ahead of time. Check calories for favorite foods and restaurants on the go, and look beyond the main menu. So ask for what you may want. If it's a special combination that they don't exactly have in the menu, see if they can make it special for you. A lot of times they will. If you want a grilled chicken salad with a bunch of vegetables, they might not necessarily have that on the menu, but they have all the ingredients to make that and could make it for you if that's part of their policy. Lastly, check your condiments. So a ketchup packet only has about 10 calories, but a honey mustard or barbecue sauce has a lot of sugar and contain up to 50 to 60 calories, which can add up if you're eating more meals on the go or if you're putting a lot of condiments on what you're eating. Some other fast food options are salads. A lot of times we'll eat a salad and we say, I'm still hungry. Make sure there's protein on there, whether it's grilled chicken, beans, maybe a cut up flank steak, somewhere along the lines that you're getting protein. As for low fat dressing, avoid those creamy dressings that actually pretty much double your calories. That's where you can fall into the trap of having a salad that might be more calories than a burger, and avoid the fried, the crispy, cheese, croutons, all of those things that add more calories. Stick to as natural to the product as you can. Some other options are, if you want that burger or sandwich, go for it. Just don't supersize. Get a single patty, add some vegetables on there so you can get some vegetables in your day and in your meal that will balance it out. Avoid those special sauces. Again, those are the ones that are high in calories, high in sugar, high in fat. And if you want fries, you can get a small fries. Those are only about 230 calories and not as bad as supersizing. Diners usually have some good options. Breakfast is always a meal that you can tweak to be pretty healthy. And diners usually offer breakfast throughout the whole day. So if you go to a diner, you can get oatmeal, maybe a vegetable omelet, get some whole wheat toast. Those are all good, balanced, wholesome foods. And if you don't want breakfast, you may also be able to get a stew or chili or broth-based soup that has protein like chicken or beans in there, as well as vegetables and fiber. If you're going beyond the car ride and you are traveling in an airplane, you will experience all the restaurants and options that there are in an airport terminal. 10 years ago, a turkey wrap with veggies was really unheard of to find in an airport, but now there's a lot more healthy, fresh, and local options that are more available to you. Whether you're grabbing something quick or sitting down at a restaurant, there are a lot of healthy options, and you can even apply some of the tips in our healthy dining webinar when it comes to a sit-down restaurant. Again, focus on balance, so make sure there's non-starchy vegetables, fruit, lean protein, and a complex carb in that meal so that you feel more satisfied. Some ideas for snacks are to get a fruit salad. A lot of times they have raw vegetables with a dressing on the side, packaged nuts, granola bars. If you're there for a meal, early in the morning flight, you could look for some oatmeal in a to-go container, fruit and yogurt, like fruit and yogurt parfaits in a big cup, whole wheat bagels with egg, whole wheat cereal, or even an omelet. If you're looking for lunch or dinner, you can go to a place where you make your own salad or sandwich. Make sure you're sticking with whole grains if you're getting a sandwich or a wrap. Look for pre-made gourmet salads that don't have the salad dressing added to it already. And Asian and Mexican restaurants usually have some healthy options as well because they have a lot of vegetables, beans, and things that you can customize. If you know you're going to have a long flight and there might not be any healthy options on that flight, purchase something to go that you can eat on the plane. Okay, so you made it through the terminal, you're now in flight. You didn't purchase a meal in the terminal to bring with you, but you packed ahead. So some of the things that you could have packed ahead are fresh fruit, string cheese, granola bars, fresh cut vegetables, hummus, dark chocolate, and bringing on a BPA-free water bottle. So you can bring an empty water bottle through security and then fill it with water once you're in the terminal. Once you're in flight, a lot of times they offer you snacks. Stick to the peanuts, water, seltzer, unsweetened tea, and coffee. Pretzels have really high sodium, and cookies are super high in sugar, salt, and fat, so stay away from those. Those high sodium foods and drinks can aid in excess bloating and fluid retention, which is a little bit even more uncomfortable once you're in flight. So again, stick to water. Stay hydrated. It's extra important because it keeps away the bloat and it also keeps you hydrated in that dry airplane environment. Those meals on flight a lot of times are costly. They're usually unhealthy and bland. So try to pack ahead or get something in the terminal ahead of time if you're having a long flight. You always want to remember food safety. So if you buy something that needs to be refrigerated or that was heated up, make sure you eat it within 2 hours before it starts breeding bacteria. Breakfast, you can bring on some yogurt or hard-boiled eggs, whole wheat toast, fresh fruit, or dry cereal. If you're going to be in flight during lunch or dinner, bring on that salad sandwich or dinner leftovers from the night before at your house. I've told you what you should purchase when you're taking a flight, but what should you avoid? So when you're maybe on vacation or traveling, you might have a little bit of stress. And when you're stressed, you might throw caution to the wind and really eat things that may not be the best choice. Make sure you're staying mindful, so focusing on the task at hand, focusing on the choice that you're making to eat. It also can reduce stress. You want to avoid muffins, pastries, donuts, croissants, all of those white hazards. Avoid pizza shops, fast food restaurants, pasta salads, potato salads, those mayonnaise-based things, white rice, and also avoid those unhealthy snacks like chips, cookies, candy, ice cream, and those extra large portions that airport terminals may have. Common pitfalls are usually coffee shops or bakeries, those jumbo-sized anything, whether it's a pretzel or cinnamon bun, and smoothie bars. Smoothie bars might sound like they're a healthy option, but a lot of times they have a lot of added sugar. They're not really made with a lot of fruit, and you're better off just having a real piece of fruit and some yogurt. Once you've traveled and now you might be staying overnight somewhere like a hotel, there's a few tips that you might want to follow. So say no to those complimentary snacks. So if they leave a cookie in your room or anything like that, stick to your wholesome meals and snacks. Be very wary of the vending machines. A lot of them do not have very healthy options. Again, those chips, cookies, sodas. So be wary of getting snacks from that late at night when you're hungry. Many hotels offer a free continental breakfast. This is where you can really create a healthy meal. Avoid those pastries, bagels, muffins, all those really dense carbohydrate and sugary foods. And you want to get a scrambled egg or hard-boiled egg. Sometimes they're making omelets right then and there. Get some fresh fruit, plain oatmeal, fat-free milk, or whole grain cereal. Your destination on your trip might be to a sporting event, so when eating is actually part of the fun of the event, just make the best choice. So you might want to eat before you go, not necessarily so that you don't eat anything at the event, but that you're not starving. Just like if you're going to a restaurant or a party, you don't want to be starving and then make a lot of wrong food choices because you'll eat anything. If you're tailgating, which is always a lot of fun before an event, make sure you're the one bringing a healthy option. So even if no one else does, there's at least one thing that is healthy there. So you could bring a grilled chicken if you have a grill, fruit salad, 3-bean salad, maybe some vegetable kebabs, and bring healthy snacks into the event if that's allowed, so that you're not constantly eating hot dogs or hamburgers when you get hungry. Now you're not going to eat perfect while you're at this event, so try to burn off some of those extra calories by celebrating every pass, by getting up out of your chair, walking around during halftime or between innings, anything to kind of get moving along the way. Ditch that butter-drenched popcorn for a healthier maybe bag of peanuts. The shelled peanuts are actually, you will eat less because you're taking time to open the peanut. They don't have a lot of salt added as well. Limit alcohol consumption. You don't have to cut it out completely, but make sure you're choosing lighter options like a light beer. Also, talk with your local league. So if you're at a sporting event for a kids game or something where you have more pull, talk to that league about providing healthier options for both the parents and the kids so that you're making healthy choices for yourself and that your kids, after doing a physical activity, are being replenished with healthier foods. Not very often, if you have kids, do you travel without your kids, so make sure you plan ahead and pack some kid-friendly favorites. Again, string cheese, almond butter, cereal, granola bars and yogurt. Get some whole wheat wraps and put maybe some deli meat in there, fresh fruit with peanut butter, homemade applesauce, popcorn that's not drenched in butter, olives, frozen edamame, hummus, and veggies, or cut up veggies and fruit in individual bags. All of these kids love, and a lot of them you can find pre-made at a grocery store or something like that if you're on the go. So now that you've learned how to really eat healthy on any situation in the go, we want you to plan ahead and stay motivated. So you can do this by taking part in the Healthy Dining on the Go Challenge. On the link below, you will find this checklist. So the point of the checklist is that anytime you're eating on the go, whether it's any of the examples that I've given, you want to practice at least 5 of these methods to keep yourself on track with healthy dining options. So anytime you're on the go, you can make a copy of this checklist and get 5 tips, do 5 of these things to put yourself on the right track. Then you'll always have the tips handy so you won't forget and are able to more easily make healthy choices when you're maybe stressed, on the go, or feeling unprepared. Thank you for listening to this webinar about healthy dining on the go. If you have any questions, you can contact the Healthy Directions Department at Health New England by emailing healthydirections@hne.com. Thank you and have a great trip wherever you may be going.